If you're 7 years old and somebody, which I was trying to say this to my friends who had children, you're 7 years old and someone is stroking your penis, it feels good. Right. Even though you don't have a name for what that is, it feels good. So this is what so many people don't understand. A big part of the confusion and shame for child victims is that the attention and the seduction from the predator, who is probably going to be somebody you know. Right. In order for it to work, it has to be somebody you know, somebody you admire, somebody you respect, or maybe even love. And it feels good. I mean, if you're 7 years old and somebody, which I was trying to say this to my friends who had children, you're 7 years old and someone is stroking your penis, it feels good. Even though you don't have a name for what that is, it feels good. And when I first said this years ago, people were like, you're crazy, because everybody wants to believe it's like sexual assault and you're being thrown up against the wall and you're being raped. And I have said for years, if the abuser is any good, you won't even know it's happened. You will be in it and you won't even know it's happened. And if the abuser is any good, he or she is going to make you feel like you're a part of it. I mean, and nothing is more being a part of it than what we discussed earlier.
Salute, everybody. Welcome, man. We up in here. It's Cross from Cross Your Heart, man. We up here in the building, man. I got my man John in the building. Y'all saw that video, and we gonna get deep into it. We just been breaking stuff down about all this entertainment world, the conspiracies, what we think just come from our point of view. Because again, as content creators, we just want to know. Like John said on one of the videos, we just want to know. And there's people that's around. And the way the world is working right now, hey, man, it's getting crazy. So salute to my man, Ja's in the building.
Peace and blessings to the kings and queens of the universe. You already know, my brother. Once again, we can address only what's there.
That's right.
Intellect as a response.
That's right. So on this whole situation, what do you think, Ja, or what is just your perspective, like what you saw in that video? Does this tie into a lot of the stuff that we've been seeing lately that's been coming out, or what these things that people are being alleged that they've been doing?
I mean, 100%. I mean, the influence, it's a social influence now, but the social influence has to have a catalyst, something as an example. That template.
Gotcha.
And the template is first created behind doors, and then the exposure of it or the recruitment thereof, is out in the public. So
that's right.
Sometimes it's subtle and hidden, sometimes it's secretive, sometimes it's blatant, open, present. So you have to be able to identify it. And that's where knowing self and then knowing your environment comes into play. Knowing your intention of your environment comes into play.
So I hate to cut you off. So I got in this video, you used 3 examples. You said subtle, secretive, or blatant. How would you categorize this being said in a public forum where people want to sit in a crowd that's receiving it as that way? So how would you put that or categorize that? Is there a 1-2 level with that, or is it just one level? Or
yeah, subtlety is the prime, tool. First you use someone that's passive and appearing compassionate, but subtly they tell you that a child receives pleasure from the predaceous behavior of a pedophile, when in reality, you ain't supposed to be doing that, period. And there's no confirmed evidence, no scientific proof.
That's a fact. That's the way I felt.
That there's a pleasure principle.
Man, at 7 years old, yeah, you had to be managed. We call that back in the days, managed, like
At 7 years old, you weren't developed. Now,
That's fact.
mind you, now you can groom the mind, though, to make that child believe
Mm-hmm.
that this is an act of pleasure. That's true. The key word that was left out of that whole soliloquy that she gave was trust.
Mm.
See, all victims of such behavior are victims of trust. So when you trust someone, it's depending upon the personality, whether that person is blatant and forceful, whether that person, is deceptive
Or
and
subtle.
and cunning, or if they're secretive and subtle in their undertaking, meaning that you never
Mm.
see them coming, they make you believe that it's your idea. See? And that happens, those are all techniques of psychological, rape
Right.
or
Okay,
torment.
so one thing that stuck out to me in that video is she said she kept reiterating, it feels good. And if the person is good at what they do, you won't be mad about it. It will feel good to you. That was very disturbing to me.
Well, just think about that philosophy. How many times he's used that to influence others? We have everybody from Monique down to young artists accusing her of these type instances.
Yeah,
However, she's also the protege of a consortium of violators that has been publicly shamed and convicted, from Epstein to Weinstein.
that is a fact. That
See?
is a fact.
And all of these men have been known for the very fact of grooming for the purpose of their pleasure, and not grooming someone of a matured state, but grooming those of a pubescent state. See?
Adolescence.
Yeah. So when this is a pre-pubescent state is, before you develop anything. See?
Mm.
So those are the ones that, remember, within the industry, you still have those provocateurs that rule the industry that come
Facts.
from a lineage of this behavior, which makes it a culture. And
Mm.
that culture has been founded from a tradition. So just like, being if you're the son of a boxer, that's the son of a boxer, in your genetic makeup, there's an affinity to be a boxer,
Right.
in, in my makeup. However, you get to choose whether or not you're going to be that. But by tradition, I'm proficient in boxing. See?
Mm.
By
You're
genetic
right.
makeup. So I get to choose now. I can be out here fighting in the street or fighting in the ring or whatever have you, and I can exploit and hone and mature my talent, my genetic talent, or I can find it of an uncivilized act or characteristic that's within it.
Or like you say, it goes back to finding an adrenaline rush of that power.
Yeah,
Go out in the street, I know I can box, but I'm gonna go out and just beat up on people just
yeah.
because I can.
So I gotta fight not doing it and not being it. And when I'm doing that, I'm refraining from using my own trait. And
I like this.
a lot of these people, they refrain from their trait when there's a consequence or a penalty to be held. But once you get into a position of power, monetarily, socially, and politically, you can remove yourself from the stage of consequence. And when you can do that,
Mm-hmm.
you'll do anything for your own satisfaction, especially when you reach the peak of satisfaction. Remember, power is addictive. It's like it's like
Right.
it's like crack.
Chasing the ghost is like chasing that first hit.
Yeah,
I
chasing
got
that first hit.
you. Yeah,
See,
like when
they,
they sit
they,
there.
they had that
Yeah.
first hit, and the first thing they do is spend their whole life chasing that first moment. So when you
Right.
get power, the more power you get, it's like you never got enough. So you got 5 billion, and you're like, man, I gotta have 15 billion. I ain't doing nothing if I ain't got 100 billion. See, when in
That's true.
reality, maybe less than 1% of the population on the planet Earth can get anywhere near a million. So you have exceeded that million 1,000 times. Here you is talking about you still need more.
You still need more, yeah.
You still need more. More what? See? Because in reality, you should have enough. But if you don't have enough, you'll abuse anyone to satisfy that hunger that really doesn't exist. It's all in your mind. It's been placed by influence. And the influence can come from sometimes you getting drunk off of the power you have over those who have no power at all.
That's deep. That's deep. No, man, I like the way we wrap that up. So y'all, man, listen to what Ja was saying. Like he was saying, there's subtlety to it, there's secretive, and there's blatant. And as we can see, there's a lot of blatant stuff. There's a lot of gems in there. You guys can put in the comments. How do y'all feel about that? Do you think that that was a presentation that should have been done to the public, or the fact that we were just too naive and they were too secretive and smart to know maybe that was a different agenda? Maybe that was a conference for something we just don't know. It's a lot of conspiracies that could have been involved in that. So I want y'all to hit that like button. We're going to keep on bringing y'all some. Ja, you want to say something and wrap this up?
Keep in mind to add on to what you just said. They also may be looking at us as if we're that ignorant to the game that they've been playing this long, that they can blatantly show us certain things, which is why the collapse of certain activities have happened. Now, mind you, we all know the rule. And it rules in anywhere, elementary, junior high, high school, college, out in the street, in the corporate world. Birds of a feather flock together.
Facts.
So the people that made her is in jail or dead because of the revelation and the exposure of their hidden past crimes. So we cannot find it far-fetched that she may be doing any of these acts based upon the dialogue that she was giving the audience, because we find it uncomfortable, because it's alien to us.
It's enormousy to them.
It's forbidden for us because we're not from that lifestyle. But if you're from that lifestyle, you can easily enjoy the commentary and you can enjoy the dialogue, because you're now learning how to go about getting more of what you already have. See? That's why we got to make sure we strive to get more in 2024, but we definitely don't want to be caught behind none of them mystery doors, man.
Man, come on now. Man, tabernacle on that, man. So y'all hit that. Man, y'all hit that like button, man. Where can they find you at, Ja? Tell them again where they can find you.
You can find me at From the Mind of Ja. That's PHROMDAMYNDOF caps JAH, From the Mind of Ja, on YouTube. You already know we're coming live. We're going to be bringing everything from the reels, the shorts, to the lives. Me and my brother, Cross Your Heart. You already know AD. It ain't no mystery to the history.
Come on, man. On that note, man,